Well, it's always nice to see a passerby. You're the traveler I'm waiting for, eh? Shall we get to business? Run by the travelers. Bunch of damn thieves. Lost nearly everything while dicing to them. Our house is leasing me this shirt for 1/3 of my wages, and it's got holes in it. The Worms know talent when they see it. I practically run this lodge for them. Oh, and while I'm thinking of it, stay away from the star camp up the road if you can. Don't listen when people tell you that travelers only value the freedom to do what they wish. They also value what's in your pocket and whatever else they can take from you. And that includes stripping your shirt from your back. Yes, I was recently contacted by Star Camp about selling the daggers, which I acquired at considerable risk and expense. So I think it's fair that I change the deal. I want to be paid in full up front. Then I'll notify you where the daggers can be recovered. That said, you can pay me now, and this can all be over with. Ha! Don't think for a moment that I'm ignorant of the traveler's silver tongue. Gunnar Frode is no fool. Just for that, I've doubled my price. Still trying, are we? I'm not going to fall for it. Just for trying, the price is now tripled. I will not fall to your lies. Just for this, I've raised my prices again. And if you think you can afford it now, you're... Is that so? Then I don't suppose I'm going to tell you how to get Drog's toothpicks after all. And before you think to try some traveler trickery, don't think of trying to steal the daggers from me. I hid the toothpicks in the She. To find them, you'll need a map, which is safely locked in a strongbox. The key to which is goodbye. It's always nice to see a passerby. You're the traveler I'm waiting for, eh? Shall we get... Yes, I was recently contacted by Stark, so I think it's fair that I change the deal. That said, you can pay me now, and this can all be over with. Wait, what is this? You're actually paying? I mean, it's been a pleasure doing business with you. I've hid the daggers and the she. There's a map in the strongbox upstairs that will lead you to it. This key will get you the map. Hidden in the she. The key you bought off me unlocks my chest upstairs. In there. Goodbye.
Greetings. Welcome to our haven in the she. I am Citric Vaughan. My brother Arhouse and I give assistance to any wayfarer that may need it. You look a lot more hearty than the sort we typically get here. You might be able to help me. We lost our parents when I was young, and since then, he's always looked out for me. When he went to sea, I followed him. When he settled here, I did the same. A dangerous place, to be sure, but I find its dark depths peaceful. The solitude a welcome change over the bustling ports of Rathir. But it's not without its lighter side. Just the other day, I saw Arhouse go sprinting by with a brownie attached firmly to his arse. I've never laughed so hard. My brother hired him, although I don't know why. Whenever there's work to do, Gunnar seems to disappear. Me? I don't have much to tell. I followed my brother to sea after our parents died. I enjoyed being on the ship. There was a solace there. But the ports, I cared little for the crowds. I know Arhouse misses the ocean, but I love the solitude of the forest. We've had several visitors from Detir tell us that they were savagely ambushed by brownies. Unusual. Brownies of the she are not that aggressive. They mostly keep to themselves and only attack when approached. If there is indeed a group of brownies ambushing travelers, then those monsters need to be taken care of. Good. I'll see that you are rewarded for your efforts. I still have trouble believing those brownies would be so aggressive. Most unusual. If there are indeed a group of brownies attacking people, then follow the trail to Detir. It is in the southern she. Find the brownies, get rid of them. It's a barren desert full of greedy miners and vicious bandits. Arhouse and I did our best to avoid it when we traveled here, and I'd suggest you do the same. See you later.
Welcome to our lodge. Surprised you made it out here by yourself. The she is a dangerous place. Lucas Soren, the poor soul in the next room. She did not fare so well. The Worms have always been traders. I took to the sea early in my life. I always knew I was going to captain my own ship. But fate has its way with you at times. After Rathir, I needed to get as far away from the sea as I could. I do miss the ocean. I've come to realize that there are other joys in life. This forest has been trying to kill me ever since we got here. It's not boggarts springing out of the bushes, it's brownies trying to take a bite out of my arse. I tell you, I much prefer the ocean. At least the things trying to eat me there are down under the water. Gunnar showed up one day begging for help. Said he was a poor miner from Detir who lost his job when his mine shut down. Not sure I believe him, though. Hired him more out of pity than anything. Not sure he can actually do anything useful. She managed to tell me her name before passing out. That and a threat had attacked her. I tried to help her as best I could. Even gave her my room to recover in. Nothing has helped. I'm afraid it's only a matter of time. The great Gokkelfar city in eastern Erethel. A great port with many a profit to be found. Must have sailed in and out of there more than any other port in the continent. But war has changed Rathir. They're not as friendly as they used to be. My younger brother, after I went to sea, he couldn't wait to join me. My parents wouldn't let him. Said he was too young. But after they died, the sea was the only place for him to go. After the trouble in Rathir, I told him he didn't have to come with me, but he insisted that families stick together. She was attacked by a thresh. Normally a fatal encounter in and of itself. Barely managed to make it here before passing out. That wasn't enough. She's had a rare reaction to the thresh's usually benign venom. The only thing that will save her is a rare plant found in the Shi. But I cannot venture out to get one. I tried, but the forest is not like the sea. I got turned around so many times I felt like the trees were dancing around me. It's just too far into the Shi. I could not make it. You will? Well, if you manage to bring me one, I'll reward you with what I can. I've heard that seerstalk grow near flowing, misting water, so you might try following the river north. I thought I heard the roar of waterfalls when I once wandered up there. I didn't go far enough to find out. The Shi, you know? I haven't seen one myself, but I've heard they're dangerous things. Demented trees with branches sharp as razors. Normally they're surrounded by boggarts, so if you see any of those, keep your eyes open. The thresh may not be far behind. Seerstalk are supposed to grow near flowing, misting water. Follow the river to the northern Shi. I'm sure I've heard water. Another time then.
My blood is on fire!
Hello there. Hello there. Hello there.
Do you wish to join me in meditation, Dustling?
While the Shaper brushed the plains with hills and wheat, and the Carver moulded the deserts with a careful, measured hand, the third of the Majestics stood from the earthen cradle and beheld the glories of their work. He was the architect and carried in his mind a dream, the form of growth, a design shaped in nature, a place of wild abundance in harmony.
Hello, child of dust. The last mortal I saw in the She was torn into three.
So, there was indeed a group of brownies attacking those on the trail to Detir. Well, here is the reward I promised for taking care of them. Still, it is strange that brownies would act in such a way. I wonder. A thresh is a vicious fey creature, a twisted spirit of the trees. You'll find them deep within the She. I steer clear of them, and I suggest you do the same. But if you find yourself up against one, set it ablaze. They make a merry bonfire. Our house found her outside one morning, barely alive, mumbling incoherently. From her ravings, our house figured that she'd been attacked by a thresh. Nasty creatures, those. Amazing that she made it so far after being so grievously wounded. I've heard of something that could make them act that aggressively, but it can't be here. We must go to Rundermere. It is the largest brownie down in the She. I'm sure we will find the answer there. Make sure you are prepared. Brownies may look weak, but they are ferocious in large numbers. After you are ready, head south. Rundermere is a fey hollow on the edge of the She. I will meet you there. It is a fey hollow on the southern edge of the She. The brownies that inhabit it have never been more than a nuisance, until now. We're going to Rundermere to find out why the brownies have been ambushing people in the She. Another time, then.
Cannot believe it. Here is your reward. You more than deserve it. I shall administer this to Luca at once. The seerstalk should make quick work of the venom. Farewell.
Hello there. Thank you, stranger. Our house tells me if it were not for you, I would not have recovered. I am not accustomed to such injury. Usually I am more than capable of taking care of myself. I have no desire to encounter that thresh again. I would not have survived if he had not found me. He's been very kind to me while I recover. There was a time when all of Dalentarth was as the She is now. Primordial. Ancient, knowing. It is a place of fey magic, both wild and immortal. Tread carefully in its depths. Nature, for all her beauty, can be cruel. You have not seen much of the world if you know not of the travelers. Entertainers, gypsies, thieves. They go where they want, when they want, and more often than not, take what they want along the way. I hear they are always open to recruiting new blood, so if you have a talent, perhaps you should introduce yourself. I still feel weak, but I am better, thanks to you and our house. I came to the She in search of my father, who has been missing for some time. I thought he might be here, for he is obsessed with the fey hollows of Dalentarth. Our house was kind enough to offer lodging while I searched. He is a most interesting Varani. A quiet sort. But if you can get him to speak, he has a disarming sense of humor. He defers to our house when within the lodge, but it's Citric who takes the lead should they venture into the She. You shall not find a more malevolent fae. I had hoped to avoid them while I traversed the She. I fled as soon as I saw the thresh. I did not flee fast enough. Do not make that claim lightly, for a thresh is not something so easily overcome. In truth, I would walk easier through the She knowing the thresh has been removed. Please reconsider, for though I wish to see an end put to this creature, I would not risk your life or that of any other. If you are determined to defeat it, I will tell you where I encountered it. But go with care, for I have no desire to send you to your death. The thresh attacked me in the eastern She, south of the river. Normally, I would ask that you reconsider, but because you are insistent, I shall tell you this. The threat, farewell.
Greetings. Greetings.
You are a force to be reckoned with. It's not easy to defeat such a vicious monster. Please, take this reward. My heart will no longer be filled with dread when I venture into the She. Later, then.
Welcome back. What can I do for you? Safe travels.
Good day.
Thanks to you, I've enough plague shield to treat the vid. When this plague shield runs out, I don't know what we'll do then. Well, on your way with you.
The architect readied himself. He construed the goods of earth and sky as tools, and weighted plans of origins, built two-piece planks for wood and stone. He began creating. Waters trickled through the She, and life sprung from the ground. The wolf and its antelope, the bear and its fish, all the work of the architect.
Good. You made it. It is as I feared. A Croddock has made its lair at the bottom of this hollow. We will need to find it and kill it. Croddock are vile beasts, which feast on the flesh of the dead. For some reason, brownies flock to them, eager to act as soldiers, often bringing back kills so the Croddock can feast. Be wary of Croddock. Their spit is deadly. Hard to believe she came so close to death now that she's recovered so quickly. Our house has been showing her around the lodge and talking her ears off about his days as a sea captain. Funny, I've never seen our house act like that around anyone before. The Croddock is sending the brownies of Rundemir out to collect corpses for it to feed on. That is the reason they've been ambushing wayfarers in the She. We must find it and destroy it. Be careful. The teeth of a brownie can leave a hideous scar. cease their ambushes and the trail to Detir will be safe again. Thank you for your help. I would not have been able to defeat the monster on my own. Another time, then.
As the architect laboured, he found an inferno. There, in the heart of the Feywood, the fire raged. It consumed all life uncontrollably. He faced the inferno, but could not quell its hunger. In despair, he looked upon the Sidhe. He saw the saplings nourished by the gentlest of touches. He went to the river and said, "Follow this path and you will never run dry." The river changed its course and fell onto the blaze. A tired sigh. Fires abated, the rock cloven by time, and the cascades sauntering through this vale. The architect finished crafting the Sidhe. This haunting beauty, a mystic requiem for the fading of Ashara's other children. It will forever remain the body of the forest, built from an ordered wilderness, constructed by a natural chaos.
another mortal, but not like the others. You are welcome here. Nirilim has been waiting. Nirilim says few words, and even fewer words are spoken of the children of dust. You are quite the exception. Nirilim would not mention you unless there was some pressing matter of fate. You should speak with the wise tree yourself, and learn of what has been foreseen. We care for the tree, making sure it grows strong and true. But we are more than just simple gardeners. It is an honor to be one of the chosen who meditate in the shade of Nirilim's wisdom, cultivating and bonding with its spirit. Chosen by the Summer Court, I serve as one of many tenders to Nirilim. Occasionally I am privileged enough to hear the wisdom of the great tree itself. Nirilim is wiser than King Tatarian, and older than memory itself. Nirilim's words of wisdom carry much weight with the Summer Court. Go with wisdom.
Nirilim was a sapling long ago, when Dalentarth was a barren waste.
The Bade, convinced of Olane's threat, agreed to free the town. The people offered thanks and praise, and quietly she went her ways. Once the ill were brought to health, and the villain had fallen by,
Come closer, little curiosity.
and gifted them with magic found.
The curious one seeks a way to the Fae, but it has found its way to the boughs of the World Tree instead. Rest, Quickling, and I may study you. Look around you, and I am all that you can see. My roots spread across Dalentarth. My leaves read the winds from Frostbrine Coast to Alabastra. My family and I circle this world. We were saplings when your kind emerged from the dark, and we will grow with you until this world burns once again. My roots spread wide and deep, and I have heard what brought you here, but I cannot see where you go hence. The time of the Fae is passing. I must shelter them in their twilight and protect them from the corruption that spreads in their kin to the east. The gardens of fate are clear to me, and all that ever shall be are visible in its blooms. Issa's end has always been certain. Buried beneath Prismere blades, I can only hold back the tide. But you, perhaps you can change the currents. Where you tread, you mark all you touch. Before I would help you, I must know. Will you be a kind gardener, or a careless reaper? Like all quicklings, you are eager to act. I would rather see the method of your action. A tribe of trolls has been corrupted with Prismere. Their matriarch, Nash, has united the clans in the first step on the path of Dalentarth's demise. You can change this fate, but to what? In doing so, you may awaken a more dangerous threat, like your ally, Aelin Shear. She walks a deep and tangled path, one that you walked alongside her. before your death. But your path is your own now. Defeat Nash. Remove the taint of Prismir. Then I shall see who you are. If not, who you will become. Aelin Shear is a mystery and a simplicity. She is focused in a way few quicklings are. Her dedication is true, but I do not know the cause. Together you have walked dark paths beneath my boughs. You knew one another before your death, or thought you knew each other. Like the sun in the sky, they knew me when I was a sapling, and they will know me when I rot. But they will never know change, nor how to save themselves from their patterns. Only one Fae has ever truly changed, and he now leads an army to destroy your kind. The Troll Matriarch. Prismir has corrupted her, making her cruel, cunning, and far more ambitious than her brethren. She bears the marks of the Tuatha, and she shares their murderous intent. I am as world trees have ever been since the dawn of time. I watch, I understand, and I remember. To creatures of flesh like yourself, Prismir is a powerful tool to harness magic. But to creatures of pure magic, like Tuatha or trolls, Prismir is so much more. To them, it is a curse, a blessing, and a rapture all in one. It drives them and consumes them. And to the weak-willed, it corrupts them utterly. The fates of quicklings are very simple. Growing, consuming, expanding, dying, and always rushing predictably along your paths. You are unique among them. You decide your own direction. But does that mean you will choose anything different? I can no longer ignore the quicklings like your kind, who rush through the world, ever anxious, ever eager, ever evolving, but never changing. Fools who hack at my roots and burn, and sometimes sages who hang from my branches and learn. The last great Fae city, at once the birth of their dream, the throne of their great realm, and the deathbed of their kind. In thanks to High King Titarian, my boughs stand vigil over their city in their twilight. Only by my leave may visitors see them in their weakness. The Troll Matriarch and her brood await at Haxi. Their corruption burns my roots and threatens our future. Walk your path and watch.
After he had won, Lord Crith said to Nyx, with a mind to ease and a will to fix, "You are a troll. And that is good, my friend. You have to but grant me your wish to join me. Not wrong with following.
I thought I'd find you here. That damned tree sent me. He has roots and branches all through the forest, but I was so hoping you'd be enough of a distraction for me to pass unnoticed. He said we should walk this path together. Thought I could help you, or maybe that you could help me. That codex isn't just a complicated law stone. It seems to tell a tale most Fae don't want to hear, and created by High King Titarian himself, no less. Interesting. The Gardens of Issa, home of the Summer Fae. once spread from the forests of Dalantar, across the plains of Erethel, and even through the deserts of Ditir. Between the madness of the war and the spread of man, Alfar, and Nome, the Summer Fae lose a little more ground every day. A tragedy for them. I've never met Nash. Trolls and Dogwalfar rarely invite each other to tea. But if she's matriarch of a clan, you can be sure that she's strong. And if she's so corrupted that Niralim is nervous about her, then she must pose a bigger threat than most trolls. Let's not keep Nash waiting. Trolls aren't normally this well organized. Even the biggest clans never built dens this deep. What are the two Arthur doing here? Nice work.
Time to die. Die, dustling.
No more delays. If these trolls ever went on a rampage, they could destroy half of Dalantar.
Have you let me die?
Tyr not shall be honored.
Martha must be corrupting the whole. Looks like the Tuatha have been working here for a long time. If they've come this far inland, we're all in grave danger. Prismir.
More delays.
This is your end. Nice work. I see you haven't forgotten how to handle yourself in a fight. Still, this is bad. I didn't think the Tuatha would reach this far. At least not so soon. Obviously, the Tuatha have bigger plans than just killing you. Infusing the trolls with Prismir, trying to bring the war to Dalentar? Niralim was right to be concerned. Aren't I always? But have patience. For now, why not take comfort in knowing that you saved Niralim and his forest? Go, talk to the tree. I'm sure he'll allow you into Isa. I'll stay here and finish off any remaining Tuatha. You can tell the old mossy log yourself. I'll be tracking down any other Tuatha that may have come this far west. I'll find you again when the time is right.
Yes? I have a moment I can spare for you. Stay safe.
Although I am a widow, I have the brood to feed. And though our lover's gone, we will not forget their sacrifices and from whence they came.
You again.
Welcome.
There was another named Owen. This name was to be feared.
Hello.
The name is
can't
death,
sleep
decay,
anymore.
and violence.
Not after
a
being
cold and
taken like
fading
that.
Hello.
moment. A mind not of misery in the few leaves of winter. A suit of armor beneath which lay a void. Where Issa's vision was of cultured landscapes, his was of the choke.
You return, and in your wake, Dalentarth blossoms. The flow is rearranged, now and forever. Nash's brood is at an end. You have destroyed what was written, and made a new fate for Dalentarth. Even your darkest ally walks a lighter path. And yet the Tuatha still spread, marching with Prismere and pain. You have only delayed our doom. You have the power of an immortal, and yet the humility to ask for help. Little one, I envy your grace. You shall carry my blessings with you. You must know this, Quickling. The age is changing. Immortals are passing, and the future belongs to the young races. if there is a future to be had. Go and stand at the heart of the She. There you will find Issa, and perhaps you will find wisdom as well. Nash and her brood would have spread across Dalentarth and brought the taint of Prismere with them. So it forever was to be, until you set about to stop it. Only the path of your own choosing. Stand at the heart of the She, and if that path includes the gardens of Issa, I shall allow it. May your path be long and evergreen.
Need something? Exciting. Isn't it? A fae living in the village like an ordinary... Nice talking to you.
Red Legion.
May I help you? Be careful out there.
Welcome to Gorehart.
Faye, in... Gorehart. It isn't right.
Yes?